City, yes. These are the sounds still commonly heard among the native populations in the unique indigenous culture of their homeland, Yuba City, California. So get ready for the experience of a lifetime as your ears, your heart, and other unmentionable body parts are stimulated by the unforgettable musical wizards known as Boys in Skirts. So with no further ado, will you please give a warm welcome at their very first Chico appearance, the one, the only, Boys in Skirts.
You people make so much importance. You're so kind. It's so wonderful. We've often heard about Chico. So wonderful to be here. My name, I'm KenDonnell. As you heard here, I'm KenDonnell's long-lost identical twin cousin, separated since birth. The other member of the band I'd like to show here is the youngest member of Boys in Skirt. We just call him the Kid. Say something, Kid. Don't say something, Kid. The third member of the band, see right up there, well, no, wait a minute, that's right. Theoretically on my left, theoretically on your right is the third member of Boys in Skirt, my fond brother Bud. Unfortunately, Bud broke down with a van in Gridley, and he got all of our tapes, all of our equipment, all of our other stuff. But KenDonnell, he's nice enough to loan us this stuff, you know. What a great guy, even if he does dress a little weird. But anyway, let's get on to the music here. We told you about this music. You know, it's a little bit of everything. Let me get my straw here taken care of. Now, we got anything happening there? Oh, well, that don't matter.
Yep.
This here's a song that'll probably tickle the fancy of some of you real folk music aficionados. If I had a pickup, I'd drive it in the morning, I'd drive it in the evening, all over this town. I'd drive it to the drugstore, I'd drive it to the Safeway, I'd drive it through the mud, the snow, the rain, the sleet, and all over this town. Ooh. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you. Give a big hand for the Kid there, would you please?
Yep.
Would you please? Thank you very much. It's so nice to be here in Chico. We've always heard wonderful things about Chico. That last song was inspired by a grant that we received. We were to be touring artists. We received this grant from the California Heart Council and National Endowment for the Arts to be touring artists, and they gave us this grant, and it was really great. But there's a strange stipulation. They never let us leave the city limits of Yuba City, as we prefer to call, you know, as the natives in Yuba City call that town. You know, people that don't in the know might call it Yuba City, but it's Yuba City to us. So it's a great place, that town there. You know, we didn't mind, you know, having this whole touring grant playing in Yuba City the whole time. There's so many wonderful venues there. Wee Willie Daycare, you know, Ed's Texaco, you know, down at the Meeks Lumber Company. See, they gave me this cool hat. Aren't they great guys down there? You gotta watch him. He gets carried away. You know, these young'uns, you know, you turn your back on them, they'll get a little too big for their skirts, you know. But moving on to further things, you know, people are always asking us about, damn, just, you know, it's just, I'm addicted. I can't help it. You know, people are always asking us, they're saying, Ben, what's it like to be a famous musician? And I say, well, I just really don't know how to put it into words, you know, so we wrote this little song. We figured we'd tell what it's like to be big famous musicians and travel all around Yuba City and do great things. And unfortunately, Bud kicks us off with a drum solo. In fact, I missed a high harmony on that last song. That's where the band just ain't the same without Bud in it, but we'll somehow make do. Yo there, brothers, you want to know all about Boys in Skirt and their show. We'll tell the truth about the music biz, so listen real close, cause here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just egotistical white boys. We wanna make $1 million. mystical white boys. We want some cool groupies too. Go, kid.
Yep.
Done it, just move you. That's a little cyberpunk rap, folk rock, blues tune. Yeah, we'll get into. Uh-oh. They're getting a little more technical on us there. Well, folks, you know, it comes to this time in every show when Boys in Skirts doing what we're doing, and well, I realize looking out on the faces out there in the audience, you know, that I can see that some of you, the more enlightened ones, recognize that, well, we're a little different. And I'm sure some of you, the more enlightened ones, are wondering, why is this true? Well, it all happened a few years ago, or all started a few years ago, back when I was in the middle of my midwife crisis. No, I didn't have this penchant for going delivering babies, folks. All of a sudden, I just found myself in this sort of new age men's lingo, sort of like when you're between, you know, one wife and the other, midwife, you know. Well, they thought it's great in you bastard anyway. Gotta watch him, you know. Anyway, so I was in the middle of my midwife crisis there, and all of a sudden this bolt of enlightenment hit me. And I realized that, by gosh, that I'd been hiding something all my life. I just hadn't been telling the truth to everybody about who I was. And when I did, I realized that I couldn't hide any longer. I had to come out. I had to tell the truth that I had to tell the truth that I'm.
You can tell them.
I'm an Okie. And folks, once I accepted the fact that I was an Okie, and I told all my friends and all my relatives about it after the initial, you know, shock of burst of, well, by God, the heavens opened up, the stars began to shine, the sun rose, my life just turned around, and, you know, we had all sorts of wonderful things. We founded the first Okie Anonymous group in Ubacity, and before long, well, you know what? I found out I was surrounded by Okies. You know, so now we started the new Okie Crusade, you know, and some people tried giving me the title of Okie Nanda, but no, I tell them I'm just, you know, just plain Okie for me, you know, so of course at the heart of every Okie, and the heart of the Boys in Skirts sound, of course, is country western music. So we just got to give you our little taste here of what country western music is like. This is a song that the old KenDonnell wrote here, my long-lost identical twin cousin, separated since birth. What a guy, even though he does dress kind of weird, doesn't he, Sid? Can we do this thing here? Remember, this is... Now, you got to understand that this is just the fantasy song, what the average Okie country western woman fan would want her average country Okie western man to say, you know. And I got to apologize for the fact we haven't been able to play full songs here. I know we got such a short time. We're just kind of giving you little bits and pieces here of what the Boys in Skirts sound is all about, you know. So we'll just we'll get in here into this Okie country western woman fantasy song. Here it goes about like this. This is what she wishes her Okie country western man would say to her. Ready, kid? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's right. Bud kicks that one off. Damn it. I hate it. When Bud's not here, the band just falls apart. Anyway, let's try this one again. Well, I ain't been good for nothing but loving you, babe. I don't know where to go or what I'm supposed to do. 'Cause ever since that time that you first called me darling, I ain't been good for nothing but loving you. Cut it loose, kid. Cars and trucks and guns and boats now all just kind of bore me. Even football don't excite me like it used to do. And when I went deer hunting just last weekend, you know, the only deer I thought about was you. Altogether I ain't been good for nothing but loving you, babe. Yeah, it's true. I don't know where to go or what I'm supposed to do. 'Cause ever since that time when you first called me darling, darling, I ain't been good for nothing but loving you. I gotta make a little explanation about this here song. See, because I said that this was a fantasy of the typical Okie country western woman about her Okie country western man. This is just after the normal things are considered. You know, that the guy should be about 6'2", you know, strong yet sensitive, great with kids, loves Little League, Boy Scouts, that kind of stuff. Weeds the lawn, fixes the car, pulls in a 6-figure income, never works overtime, even opens doors regularly. You know, just the normal things any woman should expect from a man. And this is what she wants. As soon as kid gets back to reality here. I ain't been good for nothing but loving you, babe. I don't know where to go or what I'm supposed to do. Ever since that time when you first called me darling, darling, I ain't been good for nothing but loving you. I ain't been good for nothing but loving you. We owe that to our inspiration from the Okie of them all, Mr. Merle. Mr. Merle. You know, a lot of folks ask us, like, what it's like to live in Ubacity and be boys in skirts. And again, we couldn't quite come up with words, and so we wrote this song here. It kind of describes what it's like to live in Ubacity, or, well, quite a lot of places as far as that goes. In fact, you know, I think we've got a little bit of time. I think we're going to be able to play the whole song here. You ready? It's a sing-along. You can sing with a chorus. It goes like this. Living in La La Land, living in La La Land. Better enjoy it while we can, just living in La La Land. Yeehaw! Living in La La Land, living in La La Land. Oh, we better enjoy it while we can, just living in La La Land. All across the country, folks are watching TV, where beautiful people in Hollywood are living a life of ease. And they might call it paradise, and some would sell their souls for Disneyland, a happy meal, and that good old rock and roll. They're just living in La La Land, sing it, living in La La Land. Oh, they better enjoy it while they can, just living in La La Land. Play it, kid. Population is booming, disease and famine are here. The air and the water are dirty, and the ozone may disappear. But hey, let's go and build another freeway and make some cute babies. And when we run out of diapers, we'll cut down another tree. Sing it now, living in La La Land, just living in La La Land. We better enjoy it while we can, just living in La La Land. But you know, of course, well, I'm different. None of this applies to me, because I only wear natural fiber clothes and I eat organically. My auras have been balanced, my past lives are in harmony, almost. And I will ascend to a higher plane when California falls in the sea. Just living in La La Land, sing it, living in La La Land. Oh, we better enjoy it while we can, just living in La La Land. Again, living in La La Land, oh, living in La La Land. Oh, we better enjoy it while we can. Just living in la la, living in la la, living in la la land.
Yep.
A little South Sea influence there in Ubacity for Ubacity. Do want to thank KenDonnell again. What a nice guy, loaning us his equipment, you know. I mean, you know, letting us take his spot. I mean, you know, let's give a big hand of applause for KenDonnell, my identical long-lost twin cousin, separated since birth. Hey. Hey, another great reunion just happened recently backstage. Why, by God, we found out that Kid here, you might have noticed the resemblance. He's Sid Lewis's long-lost identical twin roommate, separated since birth. Let's hear it for the kid. Let's hear it for Sid Lewis. Hey.
Yep.
Yeah, boy. It's just that you folks up here in Chico are just too much. This is too wonderful. You know, we don't really know what to say. We're speechless. Bud's speechless too. Of course, it helps the fact that he's not here. You know, we really wish we had lots of tapes and CDs and posters and stuff, but you know. Unfortunately, they're all in the van with Bud, stuck somewhere in Gridley, you know. Particularly our next to the last album that was entitled "I Was an Okie Back When Okie Wasn't Cool." Yeah, but there is. Oh, that's right. Gotta watch these kids, you know. Like I said, turn your back on them; they're a little too big for their skirts, you know. So anyway, back to the serious stuff here at hand. I know this is a very serious performance. We don't want to get a little too off the wall here, folks. But there is a message. Boys in Skirts does have a very important message here, is that, you know, far too many of us spend our lives living somebody else's fantasy. You know, we spend way too much time thinking about doing the things that we think we ought to do, or that we think that somebody told us we should have done, or what the person on TV or the person up in the pulpit or the person at the classroom told us to do. And we don't spend nearly enough time living our own fantasy. And it's the Boys in Skirt philosophy that if everybody would just go out there and live their fantasy kindly, peacefully with their fellow man and women and with the planet, why, by gosh, this would be a much better world to live in.
Yep.
Yeah. They're a little slow, aren't they, you know? We really appreciate it. I mean, we get kind of spoiled being in a hotbed of culture like Ubacity, you know. It's like, you know, we understand other people aren't quite as. Well, never mind. Don't want to insult the folks here. You know. So anyway, you know, I mean, if we can accept the fact that we're Okies, I mean, what else is really that significant in the world, you know? So now we're going to go off with a little tune from our last album called Okies in Outer Space. Just want to let you know how much of a pleasure it has been here to be with you folks in Chico. Want you to know that you're all welcome to come up and visit us anytime in Ubacity, where we play regularly at the hardware store, and the Meeks Lumber Company. We have a regular Friday afternoon gig, you know, when they bring out the 6-packs. They give away free hats too. Yeah, it's Okie, sure enough. Actually, Merle's kind of turning over in his grave, and he ain't even got there yet, kid. Thank you very much, Chico. We'll look forward to the next time we come back, if ever, if you'll have us. You know, it's been a pleasure. Yay.
Yep.
You're watching Local Music Television, and I'm Bernie. While we're waiting for the next band to set up, I want to hear any comments you have about the show. Send your comments to LMTV, P.O. Box 126, Paradise, California 95967. And remember to turn me on every single week. Now, back to our show.